Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutted, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know Adam, put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Start Sit Show here for Week 5. I'm your host, Eric Vanek. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Vanek NFL, and joined this week by Maddie and Matt. What's going on, boys?
What up? Very excited to be back on here for the Start Sit Show.
Hell yeah, good to have you.
Same, man. Glad to be on with Maddie. It was awesome.
Good.
Right down there below, always have the start sits or the outs for you this week. So there's of course, a whole huge list of outs this week. As usual, these pussies are not playing. So screwing your lineup, screwing all my lineups. So yeah, there you go. Here's your list if you need it. Let's go with lock of the week this week, guys. Who do you guys got, like fantasy wise? Who's going to be the high point scorer this week? Any position?
I'll go. Jordan Love, man. He's came back last week, played really well going against the Rams defense that gives up the second most points so far in the NFL as far as scoring. They're getting up 115 points, tied for the second most with Atlanta. Only Carolina is actually worse from a defensive perspective. From a yards perspective, they're actually middle of the pack, but I think it'd be a high scoring game.
Okay. Matt, who you got?
I'm going to go Travis Kelce for a Week 5 bonanza on Monday Night Football against the Saints. No Rashee Rice. We need it. We need it so bad. And we need a correction. It's going to be an overcorrection for the first 4 weeks of the year.
I'm like ready to get down and beg on my knees for that.
I've been begging, brother. I've been begging, brother.
Me and both. Man, I just got a feeling on Kirk Cousins this week. I think he's going to go for 500 yards or so.
Kirk Chains.
500. Yeah. Wow. That'd be who does he have this week? Tampa? That's a tough matchup. I don't know.
That's a good guess. Good guess.
Yeah, man, let's see. I think the Giants are kind of cooked this week without Nabers, without Singletary. I could see Ken Walker having another big game this week. I don't know if he's going to have 3 touchdowns, but I could see 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. So I think a big week there from Ken Walker again. That's who I'm going to go with.
Ken W, baby.
Like it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Just a little note, guys. If you have any questions you need to get answered right away, feel free to super chat us and we will move you right to the front of the line. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check out these comments. Fizz is in the building. Start Kyle Pitts every week. Hell no. Hell no.
Hell,
I mean, one good game does not make up for the rest of the duds. So,
right.
And let's also be upfront at 15 fantasy points. It wasn't like he went for 30.
No, it wasn't it wasn't a phenomenal game.
But at the tight end position, 15 is 30.
You'll take it.
15. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
This year?
Yeah.
Take it.
All right, Double D's got one. Pick 3 in PPR with a 2-point tight end premium. 1 tight end has to start. Kittle, Kelce, Ayuk, Brian Thomas. So which one are you sitting out of those 3? We'll start with you, Maddie.
I'm sitting Ayuk. Yeah, I'm going to sit Ayuk there.
Okay. How about you, Matt?
Same, Ayuk. We've talked about this last couple of weeks down the stream. He just has not been the Ayuk of old. Obviously had the holdout situation and the contract situation before the season, and showed up and hasn't done anything since then. So Ayuk.
Yeah, I'm with these guys. And two tight end premium, Kittle and Kelce are like most starts. Otherwise, why do you have them on your team? And then, I think Brian Thomas against Indy's shitty defense. Like, their secondary's all banged up. So, give me some Brian Thomas. So, I agree with these guys. I'm going to sit Ayuk on that one as well. Let's see here. D-Walk, excited to make my first sit of the season. In the words of Fizzle's quarterback, here we go. Yeah.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Barry, what's going on, buddy? Barry's got the Aaron Jones curse. He traded for Aaron Jones yesterday, and then today he gets hip injury. Thanks,
he was
Barry.
gonna go. He was going berserk too. He was gonna go off today.
Yep. Of course not. All right, Barry does have one though. Zay Flowers, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Pittman, Brian Thomas Jr., bench 1. So I'm guessing regular PPR. Matt, who you got sitting on that one?
I'm gonna sit Flowers, honestly. That's kind of the guy that I would lean to as having the least upside. Brian Thomas, he's the number 1 in that offense. You can't really sit him at this point. He just looks awesome. Marvin Harrison is Marvin Harrison. So it'd be between Pittman and Flowers, and just Pittman, obviously, with the change in quarterback, looks like he's actually has value now. So I'd keep Pittman in the lineup.
Okay. Matty?
I'm with him. It's funny, on the game plan, DB put this out there, and I switched my rankings around because, talking through it, I realized, I think I like Zay Flowers at the bottom of this barrel.
Yeah. I think I'm going to sit Flowers there, too. I like Harrison. I think they're going to have to pass a lot, so I like that. Pittman with Flacco. I'm starting every Colts receiver I possibly can. BTJ, we just talked about. I think he's going to have a big game. So, Flowers, his little, he gets like his A-dot's like -2.5 or some bullshit. So
it's going to be Flacco YOLO all day.
Yeah. All right. Robo Chris says, what's up? What's up, Robo?
What's up, man?
Let's see. Hope you're all right. I just traded for Love. He gave Baker and a 25-second to get Jordan Love. I like that trade. Good trade.
Me too.
That's great. Very good trade.
Confidence in Raheem Mostert today as an RB2 for you in your lineup. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to trust it. How about you guys?
Same. I got him ranked this week at running back 43. That's a Tyler Goodson, Ty Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott range. So I'm not that confident.
Yeah. Yep.
Same. I mean, I think coming off the injury, we talk about this all the time, especially for running back. Coming off the injury, it's like they're going to slowly work him into the game speed. Have one game on the bench where, I'd rather have him on the bench and he goes off than put him in and expect something from him and he gives you like 2 points because they're slowly working him in, which is more likely than him going off, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how that even shakes out today. I know Jeff Wilson's out. They sat him. He's a healthy and active. So most are probably going to get some work today, but it's not like the Patriots defense is terrible. They're a pretty solid defense. Good streaming defense today, actually. Even knowing Kittle sat out a couple practices. Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. I'm okay with Kittle.
I think also too with an older, he's an older tight end, so he was banged up the week before. So I'm sure they're probably just giving him a couple of rest days to make sure he's fully healthy. Because I saw the same thing, and I was worried about it earlier. But
yeah, I mean, he just think about it. He gets you 3 to 4 catches. That's 8 points there if he gets you 4 catches already, plus the yards. He's already getting you double-digit points, so I'm definitely going with him. D-Walk's got one. Pick 2 PPR with a 0.1 per carry and a 0.5 tight end premium. Najee, Wandale, Tank Dell, Tucker Kraft. Maddie, who you got on those two there?
Ooh, so for me, I'm sitting Dell, and it's between if I'm going to go. I'm definitely playing Wandale Robinson in the PPR league. I mean, is 12 catches possible today? Like, I really do think it might be over only 62 yards,
right.
But in PPR, you'll take those 12 points. So I'm definitely playing Wandale. As much as I like Kraft, I have Kraft at tight end 5. The premium's not enough. And the carries for Najee, no Cordell Patterson, no Jalen Warren. Mm-hmm. This is the do or die week for Najee. I got him at running back 12. So I'm going to go Najee and Wandale.
Okay, Matt.
100% actually, and he set it up perfectly. I think Najee being obviously Warren's out, I think that's wheels up for Najee, and if it's not this week, then you pretty much can't rely on Najee at all this season, in my opinion. So Najee and Wandale.
Yeah, I'm with these guys, Najee and Wandale. I really like Kraft today. Like, I'd be starting Kraft over quite a bit of tight ends with Doubs and Watson out. Kraft should get a lot of work today. So I agree with Matty. Kraft is probably in my top 6 tight ends this week too. I mean, I'd probably play Kraft over Kittle. I don't know how you guys feel
Be
about
close.
that, but I think
Yeah,
I think it's
close.
pretty close. So
Yeah, Kraft's been
there's
awesome.
that. Yeah. So I think if you have a tight end that's not like Trey McBride or Brock Bowers or
Not a lock in.
Kelsey, yeah, like I'd play Kraft if you could. But yeah, Najee and Wandale for me, I like that one. We got our the fourth man. There he is. T-Rock.
Oh, 10-minute grace period. I see.
We can get started now, guys.
The cat's here too, so we can roll.
All right, well, while we
T-Rock,
got you, go ahead, T-Rock. What do you got on this one?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Let me wake up here.
I like Tucker Kraft. Tank should do good. Wandale's good. Definitely not Najee. Pick 2. I'll do Tucker Kraft and either Tank or Wandale. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we all went Najee and Wandale because there's no other running back there for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Dallas's defense is fucking decimated. So
yeah, but have you seen Najee run the last 4 weeks? He hasn't done shit.
Yeah, and the Dallas is about to get gaped today.
Yeah,
we'll see about that with Najee. I don't know.
It's a point per carry too. So. Yep. All right, next one up here. Robo Chris has one. Start one of Justice Hill, Tank Bigsby, Roshan Johnson. Really, really like this question because I have these guys in a bunch of leagues and I had to start in a couple. So this is a good question. T-Rock, I'm going to lead it off with you on this one again.
Justice Hill has been killing it, so I like him. And
you only got to pick one.
All right, Justice Hill.
Justice Hill, okay. Maddie, who you got?
I'm gonna go Justice Hill, but Roshan's right there. It's super close between Roshan and Hill.
Okay, and then Matt, who you got?
Same. I mean, I think we're all kind of repeating the same thing. But yeah, Justice Hill. Roshan's getting closer and closer to splitting that backfield. We talked about this a couple weeks ago too. Swift had a monster game last week, so that's the only reason why I think they'll keep going with Swift for now. So Justice Hill.
Okay.
Oh. Derek's gonna vary
because I'm like thinking Bigsby.
That was my second. Would have been.
Yeah, I mean I like Roshan too because Carolina's defense is messed up. That's why I have a hard time with.
It's tough.
All three of these guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Roshan though.
They're playing the Panthers.
They're playing the Panthers. Hopefully, should be up. I still don't trust DeAndre Swift even after his big game last week. I don't trust him. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Roshan on that one. But Justice Hill, he's been solid in PPR league, so I don't think you can go wrong there either. All right, next one up. Mike's got one. Start Ramondre or Rico Dowdle. Matt, who you got on that one?
I mean, I think you got to go. This is tough because they talked about, switching the backfield in New England. So,
well, Gibson's supposed to start.
Yeah. So. I'll go Rico Dowdle. Okay. Just because, again, shifting the backfield, he obviously has fumbled a lot. Ramondre has fumbled in every game so far this season. He hasn't done a lot with the ball. I mean, he gave us a stinker on Thursday Night Football. I just think there's more upside in Rico, in my opinion.
All right. T-Rock, who you got?
I want to play Ramondre. I think Rico is not going to do anything against the Steelers defense. And what could end up happening is Gibson starts like the first series and then it just goes back to normal.
Back to Ramondre.
Yeah. So I would rather have that than Rico, who hasn't done anything.
All right. Maddie, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ramondre. The tone up here in New England is they're not really punishing Ramondre. It seems way more ceremonious than it is an actual punishment. If this was Belichick days, there would be a 28
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about Dowdle versus Stevenson. It would be Stevenson. I mean, it'd be Dowdle, no doubt. But it feels like he's still going to get the majority of the playing time. So I'm going to go Stevenson just slightly.
I'm going to go Dowdle. I think he's getting more of the work, getting more in there. Cooks is out, so they're going to have to dump off to somebody a little bit here too. I think Dowdle can get you some catches. I just think he has a little bit better of a game than Ramondre. I'm kind of want to feel this thing out with Ramondre, see how it goes today. I don't think he's going to go for like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns if he's not starting. So I'm going to go with Dowdle on that one and just kind of see how the Ramondre thing plays out. All right. Gooner has one. Antonio Gibson, Rico Dowdle, or Chase Brown full PPR. Maddie, we'll lead it off with you on this one. Who do you got?
This is super tough. I have Gibson ranked highest, but we're talking 24, 26, and 28.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Gibson given the start because he is the type of player that if he gets the start and gets touches early, if he looks good, it's going to be very tough for Mayo to completely phase him out. So I know it's kind of going against what I said about Ramondre, but I think in this bulk of players, give me the guy who's starting.
All right, T-Rob.
I'm going to keep riding the Chase Brown train. The Bengals were not using him the first 3 weeks, and then they finally utilized him last week, and he had a really good game. So I hope that they have figured it out, the timeshare with him and Moss. Let's keep going with Brown.
All right, Matt.
I've got Gibson. I'm with Maddie. I think, as long as the game flow goes, and I think they're obviously starting him, there's no guarantee how they're going to split it, but I think if he gets the hot hand, they're going to keep riding him. Chase Brown, except for last week, it's honestly, I thought it was going to be his backfield the whole entire season, to be honest, coming into the year. And it's been crazy how much Moss has just taken over that backfield and not really let it go. They split it a little more last week, but still, I have a hard time trusting Chase.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Gibson in this one because he does get some catches too. So as long as he gets the rushing and the catching, I think he should be fine. I do like Chase Brown second, though. I do think it is pretty close, kind of like how Maddie has them all ranked pretty much together. I could see these guys all finishing right together too. But yeah, give me Gibson. Miami's defense has been trash too. At least Baltimore's defense is a little tougher. So I'll give the tie break to Gibson on that one going against Miami.
It's a tough question. Same with the last one, though, with the Robo Chris question. I think they're all kind of clumped together, fairly close together.
Yep. Gunner's got another one for us. Christian Kirk, Tyrone Tracy, Trey Sermon, JSN, half PPR. Pick two of these guys. Matt, go ahead.
Oh, man. I've said from the very beginning of the season, Kirk has been let down, so he's hard to trust in general. Sermon's the lead back right now. Obviously in Indianapolis, so I'd go Sermon and JSN.
Okay.
Would be the two that I'd go.
All right, T-Rock.
Probably JSN and Sermon. What's been going on with Tracy? I haven't really seen him really pop up at all.
Yeah.
Well, Singletary's out today, so Tracy's got to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sermon and JSN.
Okay.
That Giants offense is. Oof.
All right, Maddie, who you got?
I'm going to go JSN too. I like him as a top 25 receiver this week, but I'm actually going to go with Tracy because he is. I mean, he played wide receiver in high school and college. He has that background, and we're expecting Seattle to absolutely kick the dog shit out of the Giants with no Singletary and no Nabers. It won't look good, but 6 for 60 catching the ball is definitely on the table with Tracy.
Oh,
So I'm going to go a little different here than everybody else. I'm going to go Christian Kirk and Tyrone Tracy. I'm going to go with Kirk because Kenny Moore's out for the Colts. So slot receiver, Kirk should eat them up. So I do like him. Tracy, he's got the start there. He can catch the ball. I think he's going to get enough work there. The Giants have been running the ball fairly decent. Singletary's had maybe one rough week, but he's run the ball pretty decently. Sermon's going to split with Tyler Goodson, and I think with Flacco in there too, I think they're going to throw the ball a little bit more. And then JSN, I kind of noticed a trend with him, like in games where they're behind or it's close back and forth game, that's when he really hits. But when they're up on somebody, he just doesn't do shit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen again today. They're going to be up so much that JSN might get like a 3 for 20 game or something like that, and I don't need 5 points. So I think Kirk in a back and forth game, and then Tracy. I think he gets enough work to at least be relevant there. So I'm gonna go with those two.
I want to switch my vote. I want to go Kirk and Tracy too. Sermon he sucks. Just don't.
Yeah, I mean he's solid, but I just think with Flacco in there, you've seen Flacco. There's 50 times he's going to throw the ball. I could see that being that type of game for the Colts where they just say F the run and just start throwing it.
Yeah, just switch it up in my rankings because I completely picking up what you're putting down, my friend. That does sound. Yeah. And now, especially with Joe Flacco, we can. It's crazy, guys. I mean, just a few weeks ago, Richardson was one of the hottest commodities in fantasy, and now we're all rejoicing that Joe Flacco is being quarterbacking this team for this week because now we can. I think it's a lot safer to say that we're gonna have a
100%.
shootout. We're expecting the weapons to now be good.
Yeah,
Flacco forever.
Yeah, I've started Downs everywhere I could. Pittman's in everywhere. You know, if you need a Hail Mary, Alec Pierce isn't a bad one to throw. So yeah, I like that. Next one up. Fizzle's got one. Mark Andrews or Eric All. Who's the better play in that?
Holy shit.
I just gotta say, like, we all gotta take in that this is actually a question that is actually a legitimate question in fantasy right now. Like, that's how crazy this year has been. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Well, who do you got, Matt?
So Mark Andrews has had 2 total passes thrown his way in the past 2 weeks. Caught 0 of them, so he's had 0 points in the past 2 weeks. I mean, Eric All has done 10 times more, but it's like one of those things. Like, do you sit Mark Andrews when he goes off and he's on your bench, and you sit him for Eric All? If you want to look at like who deserves to be in your lineup, you'd say Eric All because he's done more than Mark Andrews has. But that's pretty ballsy. I'll give you an example. Like, I just sat Patrick Mahomes, who hasn't done anything, for Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold is making me kick myself for not, trusting Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I'd say. Wow, Eric All, go for it.
All right, T-Rock, who you got? You're the Ravens fan.
Oh God, this is tough.
It is super tough. It's a great question, Fizzle.
So when it comes to volume and production and expectation, you should play Eric All, even though he's splitting with Gesicki. But man, they're gonna have to freaking figure it out with Mark Andrews. I feel like they have to. I don't know. I think. Try it one more week. Just give Mark Andrews one more week. Just one more week. And then that's it. After he doesn't do anything this week, then yeah. I don't know. But Eric All is not going to do. What is he going to do?
That was 6,
He's
7,
had 4
8
catches in
points.
the last 3 games. Each game.
Total?
No, each game.
Yeah.
He's slowly starting to take over the tight end's role. And then,
As a rookie.
I mean, I don't know if they're, how on fantasy sites they'll tell you where teams are ranked like defensively against that position. On FFPC it told me the Ravens are 31st against tight ends. So, all should have a good matchup at least. So
yeah, I'm sorry, Andrews.
Maddie, who you got?
This is honestly why the tight end has been such a nightmare, is because when you're faced with a decision, you could see it every which way.
Right.
Hall versus Andrews. I'm going to go Andrews. I'm going to stick with process over results for a couple more weeks. This guy he's not over the age apex. He's coming like he's far enough away from his injury to look recovered. It just feels like it's been a house of horrors, which is kind of apropos given the month, I guess. But I'm going to go with Andrews. I can stomach a 0 from Andrews if All goes 4 catches for 40 yards. I can't stomach 4 for 40 from All while Andrews goes for 6, 120 and 2. I can't stomach that.
Yeah.
But I'm starting Eric All. Fuck Andrews. I'm done.
Yeah, and it's just honestly, it goes to the lack of passing with Lamar. I mean, what has he had? Like 12 pass attempts, 15 pass attempts, 20. I mean, like the upside, was he gonna get 4? That's
yeah. I mean, I'll take Eric All's 8 points that he's getting, or 8 to 10. I'll take that better than fucking 2 zeros in a row. Damn. There's something going on there, so I'm just gonna go with Eric All.
Yeah, they're using him as a blocker for Derrick Henry. That's what's going on. So
and they should run the Bengals have weak defensive tackles. They should be able to run the ball again today. So that just definitely Eric All.
The Ravens are 2-0 when running the ball too. That's
right.
That's when you start getting nervous as a fantasy gamer, when the success is happening at the NFL level, going against what we're expecting.
Yeah. Maddie, who you got here between Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk? Start one.
Of all cards on the table, I got Cooper at 11, DJ Moore at 12. I'm higher on DJ Moore than consensus because #revenge game. But I have to go. If I'm going to go with the rankings, I'm going to go Cooper. I mean, we're not even. This isn't even a debate if that cockamamie holding call didn't happen, because now we're talking about another big game from Mari Cooper. The secondary is Swiss cheese for the Commanders, and we're expecting the Commanders to put up points again at home against the Browns. So I'm thinking a big day for Amari. Plus, the Browns are going to want to highlight him to get that extra, maybe a second over third, whatever come trade season.
Okay, T-Rock, who you got?
I'm going to go with Amari as well. I think, these are all good matchups that they have between the Panthers and the Cardinals and Washington. But I'm going to go with Amari just because of the usage. The production hasn't been there, but I would rather take his upside over DJ Moore and definitely over Ayuk. Ayuk's the last one I would play.
Okay. Matt, who you got?
Same. Amari. I think they're all close. I mean, Matty kind of said it even in his rankings. I don't know where you have Ayuk. But DJ Moore and Amari definitely are close for me, and I just think Amari's got more opportunities. That offense looks atrocious at times. I know you got your hat on, Eric, so sorry, but I just think there's more upside. I think he's gonna have a pretty good game. So
yeah, so with me wearing the hat, I am definitely starting DJ Moore. Fuck the Browns. They're terrible. Another offensive tackle. Conklin's out again. Jedrick Wills is coming back. He's been dog shit. Wyatt Teller's out. Like, they just can't block anybody. Like, pass rush just gets there. So I just don't think there's going to be time to throw Cooper the ball down the field like we're all expecting. Like, yeah, he might get 1 or 2 shots, but it better be an accurate throw from Watson, and we haven't seen very many of those this year either. So give me DJ Moore in the revenge game. I think they're going to try and get him the ball quite a bit, so I'm going to go with DJ.
All these wide receivers are playing pissed off too. Like, disgruntled, pissed off. It's unfortunate. Yeah. They're all talented.
He's got one for us. Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr. Pick 2 in full PPR. Matt, who you got on this one?
Marvin Harrison. You got to sit Hill. I mean, until they get quarterback play, you can't rely on him. I know, obviously, there's that chance that he could get a 5-yard catch and go 95 yards to the house. I mean, but that's something you have to roll the dice on. Diggs has been getting a lot of touchdowns. He hasn't been getting a lot of yards, but he's been getting points. And then Marvin Harrison is Marvin Harrison. So Hill, sit.
T-Rock?
See, it's hard to sit Hill because they're going up against New England. I feel like, I don't know. It's a lot better matchup than what Diggs and MHJ is facing. But yeah, shit. I would probably still sit Hill. I'm sorry.
All right. Maddie, you know what New England's done against Hill in the past. How have they contained him?
They have contained him in the past. Having said that, though, I'm benching Marvin Harrison this week of the 3.
Okay.
Revenge game for Diggs. Diggs has been massive for that offense. And I watched every single target, every single opportunity for Tyreek Hill. He could have had 3 deep touchdowns last week.
Yeah.
And my thought is, I'm thinking one more week in the system, one more week with Snoop Huntley throw into him that they could convert on a couple of those. Tyreek just still has the juice, and it's one of those things where I guess in this specific situation, there really doesn't apply because they're all studs. So one of them going off on your bench is going to suck. For me, it's just the usage for Marvin Harrison has not been elite. He's been catching the touchdowns, converting, but he's faded in the second half of the last 2 weeks. There's just as many intangibles for a bad game for Harrison as there are for the other two, so I'm going to go with Hill and Diggs.
Okay. I think Diggs is a lock. Like, that dude's scoring a touchdown today. Anytime touchdown bets, make sure you get that in.
Smash it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Hill, man. It's so hard to sit Tyreek Hill. If this was Waddle, it'd be Waddle easy. But with Hill, man, he's just one play and he's gone. So I think I'm going to go Hill on this one, too, with Diggs and sit Marvin Harrison Jr. as tough as it is to sit him. All right, Frostbane's got one for us. Need 2 in PPR with a half tight end premium. Rashid Shaheed, Brian Robinson, Moss, Ferguson, or Ford. Maddie, who you got out of those 2? Or which 2?
I'm definitely going to go with Brian Robb. I'm not afraid of the knee. If there was any true worry about the knee, they'd sit him. And then for me, the next one is I like Ford this week. I just don't know if I get him. I don't think so. Let me see. Now it's between Shaheed and Ferguson. I'm going to go Ferguson. Ferguson's just so he goes to him so often in the red zone and goal-to-go situations. I'm going to go with it's not a big tight end premium, but it's enough for me to go with Ferguson.
And no Cooks, too, so. T-Rock, who you got?
This is a tough one. It's definitely between Shaheed, Brian Robb, and Ferguson for me. So if I have to pick 2, I'm going to go with Brian Robinson and Ferguson. I mean, Shaheed probably has more of the upside with a big play, but as far as steady volume, those are going to be your safest floor play. So if you need the bigger play, go with Shaheed. Otherwise, go with B-Rob and Ferguson.
All right, Matt, who you got?
I agree with T-Rock. So B-Rob and Ferguson. Ferguson's been awesome, sneakily awesome this whole entire season. And with the half tight end premium, I think that kind of kicks it a little bit over the edge for the other guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Ferguson for me for one and Brian Robinson for the other. So I like those. We're all in agreement there. Nice. Fizzle says, I'm actually starting Andrews, by the way. Just wanted to ask for context. Andrews' reception is coming against the division rival. Okay, we'll see. All right. Tony's got one. Need 2 of DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, and Michael Pittman. So kind of similar question from earlier, just adding Pittman now. Matt, which 2 are you going with on that one?
I think Pittman for sure. And then we talked about earlier, DJ Moore and Cooper are kind of back to back. Amari Cooper is who I have a little bit ahead of DJ, but I think they're very close. But Pittman, I think, is the lock for me for sure.
And congratulations if you had Garrett Wilson in your lineup today. You just got a touchdown. T-Rock, which 2 you got here?
Give me Cooper and Pittman pretty easily.
Okay. And then Matty?
Yeah, I got to go Cooper and Pittman. I don't like recommending players based on like the bro science stuff. I will apply that for myself because I'll accrue the risk. But if we're just going brass tacks here, Cooper and Pittman.
All right, I'm going to stick with mine, DJ Moore, and definitely going with Pittman with Flacco. So sit Cooper on that one for me. Maddie's got one for us. Mari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, and Terry McLaurin.
Asking for a friend, Maddie?
Yeah.
No, see,
right.
so I have McLaurin ranked last of these 3, but I have Jaden Daniels. And I just traded for Terry Mack in my home league. This is the league. So there's a lot of like vibes that go into this. So I wanted your analysis.
Okay. Matt, who you got?
Deontay for sure. And then for me, it'd be between T-Mac and Coop. I like Terry McLaurin. I think Jaden's been passing the ball a lot more. I think at the beginning of the season, it was more on his legs. And I just think now he's kind of opening up that offense because he is so dangerous with his legs that's allowing more passing lanes. And I see T-Mac, being the beneficiary of that.
All right. T-Rock, which 2 you got?
I'm going to go with Deontay and Cooper. Terry Mack he's got a tougher matchup. That Browns secondary is still elite. And I feel like Washington, they are always going to want to run the ball. I think they're still going to be a run-first team. And the Browns just have to pass. That's just we're the highest passing teams in the league. So I'm just going to go with the volume with those 2 guys.
Yeah, so for me, if you're starting Jaden Daniels too, I'm just going to load up on that game. I'll go Cooper and T-Mac and hope for that game to be a shootout. And then, Cooper's scoring points because it's a shootout. Hopefully McLaurin's a must start for me. If you're starting Jaden, you might as well have McLaurin in there too.
That's
to
what I
have
was
the
thinking.
stack.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So, I mean, as much as I do like Deontay and he's been getting double-digit targets every single week, if you don't like the whole stacking, the whole game theory, I would go McLaurin and Deontay for me. All right, let's see. Next one. Heat says, thanks. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see. Dalton's got one here for us. Need 2 in PPR. T. Higgins, George Pickens, Keenan Allen, or Brian Thomas Jr. Maddie, which 2 you got on that one?
For me, it's Pickens and BTJ pretty easily.
Okay. All right. T-Rock?
I think probably the first 2 I kind of siding with Higgins and Pickens. I know BTJ has been pretty solid, but Higgins, he should, his volume should, what is it called? End up being a really good game for him, even against a tougher matchup. I don't know what I just said. It didn't sound very good. I just had a brain aneurysm right there. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't go with Higgins. Just go with Pickens and BTJ.
All right, Matt, who you got?
I think BTJ is the lock-in out of the 4. I think he's going to have the most points for the week. And even with his brain aneurysm, little brain fart there, I kind of gravitate to T. Higgins, to be honest with you, out of Pickens. So for me, Pickens would be the third choice, and Keenan Allen's the fourth. But if I were to rank them, so
I thought that was Braylon Allen.
No, Keenan.
Retroactively put him in your lineup, baby.
Yeah,
there you go.
So I'm going to go definitely Brian Thomas Jr., same with these guys. And I'm going to go Pickens, man. He's been getting the ball quite a bit. It's Sunday night. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet. He's due for a touchdown here at some point. So I could see him having a big game here at home, national spotlight against Dallas, and you go with the fizzle rule. Play the later guy. So I'm going to go with Pickens there. All
Final
right.
fizz.
Yeah, Jen's got one for us. 2-2, JSN or Worthy. I'm guessing we're picking one here in PPR. Matt, who you got out of these three?
JSN.
Okay.
I just think that offense has been humming quite a bit, and he's been utilized a lot more than he was last year as a rookie. So I'm going to keep riding the train. I like Xavier Worthy. Obviously, with Rashee Rice, there's more upside for him, but until they utilize him differently instead of just a go ball guy, I mean, I have a hard time trusting him except for the deep balls. So that's my choice.
All right, T-Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to go with JSN. You can go with Worthy and the touchdown upside with it being Monday Night Football, but probably going to lean JSN.
All right, Maddie.
I'm actually going to go Tutu Atwell this week of these guys.
Okay.
He's seen now the increase of targets over the last 3 weeks, 4, 5, and 6. He got that red zone target last week, 4 for 82, 4 for 93 the week before. And we all love the Packers this week. We expect the Packers to go up. Vegas has this game at a 46 over-under, so they're pushing it over that 45 threshold, which is, matchups I tend to look to target. Of course, big playability from Worthy is always there, but I'm not gonna lie, it's all because of you. That you kind of poison pilled my Jackson Smith and Jigba love for today, and now I'm gonna go with if we're talking about 4 catches for the 3 of these guys, of course Worthy probably has the biggest splashes, but he has the lowest floor. Give me Atwell right there in the middle.
Yeah, I'm between Worthy and Tutu as well on this one. I think I'm gonna go Worthy though. I think they're going to get him the ball this week, especially with Rice out. Like, they can't just throw it to Kelsey every single play. They're going to have to try and get Worthy involved here. So, Monday night, too, fizzle rule, play the later guy. So, I'm going to go Worthy on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Costy's got one for us. Juju or Jalen Waddle? I can't believe this is a question.
That's what I was going to say. I can't believe this is actually a question, but it's just going to show you, how valuable Tua is.
Right. Matt, who you got on this one, though?
I mean, you have to play Waddle. I mean, I know I've dogged Waddle a lot over the past couple of weeks without Tua. Without Tua over his career, he's been horrible from a wide receiver perspective, but you have to play him over Juju Smith-Schuster.
All right, T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm definitely not playing Juju. I'd rather just die with Waddle than play Juju.
Right.
Especially when you drafted him,
Yeah.
Maddie, who you got?
I can't stomach playing Juju Smith-Schuster even for Final Fizz. Even getting the Final Fizz on Monday night, give me Waddle. Big plays are still a potential.
Possible. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I'm dying with Waddle on my team, starting there over Juju. I couldn't stomach myself. I mean, Waddle's the same as Tyreek. It just takes one play, man. One slant, and he takes it 90 yards of the house. So. Tony said, thanks for the previous one. I have one more. PPR, McLaurin or Jacoby Myers. Maddie, who you got on that one?
I'm going to go with McLaurin by a pretty wide margin. Now that there's no Devontae, they can allow Surtain to find Jacoby Myers on the field if they want. They can kind of attack it that way. Myers is going to be the de facto wide receiver 1. I still think he's a decent player in a wide receiver 2 range. But McLaurin, after these past 2 weeks, he's pushing that wide receiver 1.
All right, T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm going to go with McLaurin as well. Jaden Daniels looks like a better passer every week. So I hope that McLaurin just keeps getting better and better with him.
All right, and Matt?
Agreed. They're growing together. I mean, we talked about it on one of the earlier questions. As Jaden's been getting more comfortable passing out, just using his legs, he's been finding McLaurin quite a bit. So I like that. I mean, their offense is humming. So go with that.
Yeah, McLaurin easy for me. I mean, just look what the Broncos have done to receivers, especially the last 2 weeks. They shut down Evans and Godwin a couple weeks ago. Last week against the Jets, even though it was raining, like Garrett Wilson and those guys didn't do shit. So Broncos defense is legit. Like they're a top 10 defense in the league for sure. So I'm gonna go McLaurin here. It is Denzel Ward. You know he's gonna get fucking hurt like he always does, so he'll be out. Greg Newsome is overpaid and not very good. Martin Emerson's the only one who's any good. So yeah, I'll give me McLaurin. Let's see. Tony's got one
question.
more. I have this in a lot of leagues. Kyler or Fields? He's leaning Kyler. Maddie, who you got between those two?
Kyler's been so bad against the Niners that it makes me lean Fields. I'm going to go Fields.
All right. T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Fields. The rushing upside. I mean, Dallas is the worst defense in the league right now, especially against the run. So I'm going with Fields.
All right. Matt?
Fields, same way. I mean, rushing upside, basically. I mean, he had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. So, I mean, obviously from a passer, he's not that great, but Kyler hasn't really shown you. Maddie talked about this a second ago. Kyler hasn't really shown you elite, passing either. So Fields.
Yeah, I'm going Fields as well. Rushing upside. That dude's anywhere close to the goal line, he's running it in himself. Like he isn't giving it to Najee. He just runs it in himself. So Sunday Night Football too, later game. Yeah, give me Fields.
No Michael Parsons either. No DeMarcus.
Yeah, no
Lawrence.
Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence. Trayvon Diggs is banged up. I mean, even though he's a sieve half the time anyways. Yeah, give me Fields. All right, Kosti's got another one. DeMarcus Robinson or Jaleel or Keenan Allen. So one of those three, DeMarcus Robinson, Jaleel McLaughlin, or Keenan Allen in PPR leagues. Matt, who you got on that one?
This is tough for me. I'm going to go DeMarcus Robinson.
Okay.
Without a lot of confidence in that. It's either him or Keenan, other two that I'm leaning towards, to be honest.
All right. T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm going to go with DeMarcus Robinson. I'm scared with this matchup with Green Bay. Green Bay should dominate the Rams in every form, but you got to give it's either going to be DeMarcus Robinson or Tutu that does something today. So.
All right, Maddie?
I'm going to go Keenan Allen. At this point, when you kind of scraping around for someone to start, just give me someone with a track record, someone who at least has done it throughout the course of his career. And his first week 1, it was kind of a shit show against Tennessee. Still had 11 targets. I'm not expecting 11, but with that on the table, I'm going to go with Keenan over the other two.
Yeah, I think I agree with Maddie. I'm going to go with Keenan Allen as well. Though I could see DeMarcus Robinson doing a little better, but he is third receiver right now. Whittington and Atwell have been playing more than him, especially last week. So I think I'm going to lean Keenan Allen on this one, just kind of stick with the name there on that one.
Yeah.
Fizzle, go Fields, trust the night game money. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Xavier Worthy or Chris Olave on Monday Night Football. Maddie, who you got on that one?
I'm going with Olave. I know the defense for the Chiefs has been good, but they don't have L'Jarius Sneed, and Trent McDuffie hasn't necessarily been the complete shutdown corner on the outside. I think he'll get there. He's very talented, but Olave, we've seen him kind of steam up over the last few weeks in terms of usage, targets, and he's actually converting on them. He's just too good of a player to sit right now. I'm going to go Chris Olave.
All right, T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Olave, Monday Night Football. Hopefully they get the passing attack, a little bit better.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with that.
All right. Matt?
Make it 3, Chris Olave. Again, the beginning of the season, that offense was crushing it as far as points, man, and just running people over. I know, Kansas City does have a decent defense, so, we'll see how many points it gets. But again, for me, Xavier Worthy is just a boom bust, and I think Olave is at least a little more consistent for what he's going to get.
Yeah, I'm going to go Olave as well over Worthy. Just Worthy hasn't been super consistent. Yeah, at least Olave, I'm pretty confident he's going to at least get me 10. So I'm going to go Olave on that one too. We are out of questions right now, so if you guys have any questions, throw them up in the chat. But meanwhile, while we wait for some questions, I'm going to ask you guys. We haven't really talked too many running backs today, so who's like a running back that you guys are expecting to have like a big game today? We'll start with you, T-Rock, because you weren't here earlier.
Ooh, this is a good one. Let me look at the matchups really quick.
Okay. Or Maddie or Matt, if you guys have one, go ahead.
I'll jump in.
Sure.
Chuba Hubbard.
Against
the Chicago defense. I mean, the Chicago defense is really good as far as stopping the pass and everything. They've done a lot of takeaways. Don't really let people score touchdowns, but they do give up quite a bit on run. And I can see Chuba was making strides last week. You could see him kind of picking it up in that offense. So yeah, Chuba Hubbard. And since they've switched the red rifle, I mean, I think it just has benefited him because now defenses have to protect against the pass. With before, they didn't really have to care as much about the pass. They could just hone in on the run. So Chuba.
Okay. Maddie?
I think Josh Jacobs has a monster game today against the Rams.
Right. Okay.
They're the second easiest matchup for opposing running backs. And the split with him and Emmanuel Wilson has been, I think it's been a little bit overblown. I think it's more of just kind of keeping the main guy, giving him breathers, not necessarily overworking. And so far this season, Josh Jacobs has yet to find pay dirt. Seems like it's a regression day for that. I think you can get 2 touchdowns against this weak defensive front who sorely misses Aaron Donald.
All right. T-Rock, did you find one?
Yeah, it's between Jordan Mason. That Cardinals defense is pretty bad against the run, and Kenneth Walker. I could just see them just absolutely running all over the Giants. So it's probably between those two.
Yeah. Mason's got like a minus 240 for anytime touchdown today. It's like ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I said Walker earlier. I think he's going to have a big game. So that's one. I also think Kyron. Green Bay kind of got ran on a little bit last week too by Aaron Jones and them guys. I think Kyron, he's just getting so much work, man. As long as he's in there, I could see him getting another touchdown or 2. I know that's like a 3-point game. I think the Rams are getting 3 at home. I think it was 2.5 at one point and went back up to 3 now. I mean, Packers didn't look that great last week. They haven't won a game with Jordan Love yet. They're 0-2 with Jordan Love. I think that Rams-Packers game is going to be a really close game, kind of like the 49ers game a couple weeks ago. It's going to come down to like the last-minute field goal type of game. I think that's going to be a really close game. So I think Kyron's going to probably get you a touchdown. He's got a touchdown like, 7 straight weeks or something like that, or 8 weeks going back to last year. He's been on money. So, I'm going to go with Kyron. All right, we did have a couple more questions here that did come in. Franz has one PPR, Tyrone Tracy, Trey Tucker, or Bo Melton need one. Who do you got, Matt?
This is tough. I'll do Trey Tucker. I just think he's had a little bit more going on. I know Tyrone Tracy, we talked about this, obviously, he's starting, but that Giants offense is so bad I have a hard time trusting him. And then Bo to me is third, but that's me.
T-Rock?
Fuck it. Let's just go with Tyrone Tracy. Let's see what he does with his first start. He's going to get all these different opportunities. And he was he was one of my sneaky favorite running backs coming out of the draft. So you could go with Trey Tucker if you want to do the safer bet, but that's not fun. Let's just go with Tyrone Tracy.
All right, Maddie?
So Bo Melton's interesting, but now we're hearing too much steam around Malik Heath's name. Obviously, Tucker Kraft can easily be the number 2 or number 3 pass catcher in that offense. Trey Tucker, I don't want anything to do with anyone on the Raiders this week against the Denver Broncos at home. Mile High Stadium, I think they're going to get after Gardner Minshew in a bad, bad way. And Tyrone Tracy has a chance to be garbage time God today, so I'm going to go Tyrone Tracy.
Garbage time God.
I'm going Tracy as well. Like, it's not like he's like that far off of what Devin Singletary is. Devin Singletary has just been in the league a couple years. Obviously, he knows the game. Tracy's a rookie. Yeah. But, man, Tracy's talent is just as good as Singletary's, I think. And then he's obviously a really good pass catcher, so no neighbors are going to have to dump the ball down to somebody. So I could see Tracy getting 5-6 catches, hopefully get you 50, 60 rushing yards, maybe a touchdown. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Tyrone Tracy, more guaranteed touches. Let's see. Fizzle says, let's get a Trey Sermon breakout in Indy today. Nope, not going to happen. Roshan or Chase Brown from Greg. Maddie, who you got between those two?
I got Chase Brown higher.
Chase Brown. Okay. T-Rock?
Yeah, we had this one earlier. I'm going to still go with Chase Brown over Roshan, but it's close.
All right, Matt?
Chase as well.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chase Brown here, too. He's been hot last 2 weeks. He's been starting to cook a little bit. They're starting to use him better, figuring out a way to use him. So, yeah, I'm going to go Chase Brown. Gooner's got another one for us. Tony Gibson, so Antonio Gibson, or Zay Flowers, half PPR. Matt, which one you got?
Half PPR, Antonio Gibson. I'd go over Zay Flowers.
All right, T-Rock?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Zay Flowers. I feel like you kind of have to play him. If you can't play Zay Flowers over Antonio Gibson, then you should just trade his ass.
Yeah, well, even with Gibson starting today?
Yeah, because I think what we said earlier, it's still going to be probably Roshan a lot of the time. It's just whatever. They're just saying all that shit for the team discipline.
Right. And then, Maddie, who you got?
Yeah, I got Flowers. I'm still not ready to completely abandon ship. Double-digit targets first 2 weeks, kind of faded over the last two, but half-point PPR, we're not looking for volume. We're looking for big plays, and Flowers can still provide that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Gibson just because I think the Ravens are going to run the ball quite a bit again today, and we've seen how it is the last couple of weeks when they've been the running team. Like Zay isn't doing anything, Andrews isn't doing anything, so I think that's probably what we're going to see again today. So I'm going to go Antonio Gibson. Hopefully he has a pretty decent game here against Miami. All right, no more questions. There's ATM. What's up, buddy? Francis, thank you, appreciate it. Yep, you're welcome. Let's see. How about since we did quarterback and running back earlier, we'll finish it off here. Top wide receiver today. Who you guys starting at the wide receiver spot? You think's gonna have a big day? Maddie, you got one?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Jamar Chase wagon. He's just been absolutely dynamic, super electric, and they're just, quite frankly, they need him this week against the division rival to get themselves off the schneid. So I'm going to go Jamar Chase in just a monster game.
All right. T-Rock, you got one?
Man, Chase does always kill the freaking Ravens. Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet is to go for Chase. I'm right there with you.
All right. And Matt, who you got?
I do love Chase, but I just want to throw a different name out there. CeeDee Lamb. Obviously not deviating too crazy, but CeeDee Lamb against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, I just think he's going to have a killer day.
Yeah. I kind of want to go
Dontavian Wicks.
I have him starting in a bunch of leagues, so I am depending on him today. I kind of want to go keep the revenge narrative going and go Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
I think Diggs could have
big
two touchdowns maybe today. I could also see Nico Collins having a big game. I don't know. Nico's been like we all knew Nico was good, but man, he's like on another planet. He's just been like it, if in Dynasty, like probably coming into the season, he was below guys like Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and players like that. I think he's probably over those guys now. Like he's like right behind Amon-Ra and Nabers and Harrison Jr. I think like he's like in the top 10
easily.
Yeah, so
he's a beast.
Yeah, I could see one of those guys having a big game. Perfect timing, too. Vikings and Jets just ended, so the Vikings did end up winning that one, 23-17. Hopefully you guys started all your CJ Ham shares today. He got a touchdown.
5-0 Minnesota Vikings. The 5-0 Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold as a quarterback. Just think about that.
Did he come back or did he go out for the game? I know he got hurt.
Who, Aaron Jones?
No, Sam Darnold.
Oh, no, he played the whole game.
Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got hurt, but then wasn't back in the next play.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then Aaron Jones, he left like second quarter with a hip injury and didn't come back.
Never came back, yeah.
So, but yeah.
Injuries adding up.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the Week 5 Start Shit Show. Hopefully you guys have a really good week, boys. Appreciate you guys all jumping on here as usual. Always fun doing this with you guys. Any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
Let's have it be a monster scoring week in the NFL. A lot of fantasy points. Let's go. I want to see the sleeper just ding, 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 ding with all the points that are being scored.
Yeah, and hopefully these assholes don't get hurt like usual.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Fingers crossed on that one.
Yes.
Like, no more injuries.
Yes, no more injuries. But it seems like every week you get 35 new ones. You want to pound your head against the desk. So, all right, guys, that is it for this week. Good luck. Hopefully we do have that high scoring week for us. So appreciate it. We'll be back next week for week 6. More bye weeks. I don't think there's many next week, but should be pretty good. So, all right. Appreciate you guys. Have a good week. We'll see you.
Sweet.
Thanks.
See you.